kind of crazy week 0 in Dublin.
The Fighting Irish.
There's Notre Dame fans everywhere over here.
And ABC57 Kickoff.
84 in Ireland. Both teams have landed in Dublin.
Have taken over Ireland. Notre Dame is on a mission.
We have to understand we're here for a reason. To play a game and to win a game.
Playing on foreign soil for the first time in 11 years.
That's awesome. I've always wanted to go to Ireland and play.
Once in a lifetime opportunity, and I'm ready to make the most of it.
I'm pretty pumped, and I know the guys are pretty pumped to play Navy.
Today, the 13th ranked Irish open the 2023 season, taking on the Navy midshipmen.
I mean, we're not here to participate and compete. We're here to win.
Our kids have a chip on their shoulder, and so do I, and I like being an underdog.
A historic rivalry that dates back nearly a century.
Our main job is just to go to Ireland and do what we have to do and hopefully take back the W.
The energy there is just going to be unreal.
This is ABC 57 Kickoff, presented by Afdent Dental, live from the Emerald Isle.
Wait is over. The college football season is back. Notre Dame taking on Navy in a sold-out Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland. The Fighting Irish are here for the Aer Lingus Classic. Look at these sights and sounds of beautiful Dublin, Ireland. Welcome to ABC57 Kickoff. We are live in Dublin, and we are live in the Odeon Bar. I have to pinch myself a little bit because I cannot believe this is actually happening. We are actually here, and it is finally game day, week 0, baby. Let's go. Amazing atmosphere. We are here at the Irish Legends Tailgate at the Odeon Bar. They have been amazing to accommodate us. You can see around here, fans are starting to come in. They have over 400 tickets pre-sold for this event, and they're expecting as many as 800, and this is just for pregame. There are thousands of fans outside on the streets in Dublin right now. And while I'm pinching myself, I do want to take one moment to say that the only way this is even possible is because of our Chris Johnson, Heather Ferrell, Jena, Stopczynski, Todd, Vahid, and Nick Shelton all making this happen for us. Look at the streets. This is the tailgate and party that was happening in Dublin just moments ago. The Notre Dame band making their way out from Mass and down the street. They changed the name from Dame Street to Notre Dame Street, closing off the road for cars. I see friends right there. I can see my friend Matt Seitz from behind. I see Tegan, the bartender from the Tiki Hut. There's so many fans from all over the world and from right home in Michiana. Just an amazing experience so far, and definitely it's been a big party. LeVon joining me right now. LeVon Whittaker, it's our ticket here. It's our ticket. It's your ticket to all of the excitement that is happening in Dublin, Ireland, across the pond for Notre Dame Navy.
Yeah, I'm a copy off of you. I'm going to pinch myself, too. I can't believe we're here. We've been here for about 6 days now. Is this day 6 or day 7? I can't even remember what it is at this point. We've been running nonstop.
And, of course, we've got Vahid Sadrzadeh back in studio holding down the fort for us. Hey, Vahid, we appreciate you being there and taking good care of us back home, and we are ready to have a great show. How about you?
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's get it going. Let's kick it off.
All right. Well, first things first, it was a whirlwind week for us so far here. We said we don't even know what day it is at this point. We've been all over the place, from a food tour with former Notre Dame leprechaun Conall Fagan, who's from Derry, Ireland. We hiked the mountains of Glendalough, Wicklow Mountains. We drove to Northern Ireland. We saw the Giants Causeway. We saw the Lord Mayor of Belfast. What a picture that was with our eyes closed. Good Lord, that was on our food tour. The Legends Tailgate, there was a party right there with Anthony Fasano. Just an absolutely incredible experience. The Belfast Trojans, of course, golfing in Northern Ireland. That was a bucket list item for me at Castle Rock. Literally having the time of our lives, and then to see Aviva Stadium. We did all of that before the actual teams even got here. So to say the least, we have definitely been busy, and poor LeVon, I'm telling you what, we've been so tired. And this guy right here, if you give him 2 seconds, he falls asleep at the dinner table, in the back seat of the car. If he takes one seat, he's out.
That's my specialty. That's my superpower right there. Like you said, neither one of us have gotten a lot of sleep. I mean, this week we kind of just soaking it all in. How often did you get to come out to Ireland for a football game?
Well, Notre Dame and Navy, of course, arrived in Dublin on Thursday after an overnight flight. Both teams keeping their players up that day so that they could get used to the 5-hour time difference.
Yep, so Notre Dame did have practice on Thursday, but it was closed to the media. However, we did get the chance to talk with head coach Marcus Freeman and a couple of players before they took the field.
It's exciting to finally have wheels down here in Ireland, and we're excited to be a part of this. And that's what I keep telling our players. We have to understand we're here for a reason, to play a game and to win a game, but it's okay to enjoy being in the country of Ireland.
We take this game very seriously, especially when we're playing Navy. So, you know, our approach is taken very seriously, and I think our preparation is, you know, even turned up notch.
Well, of course, Notre Dame beat Navy here in Baltimore last year, but it was a close one. Notre Dame dominated in that first half and really struggled in the second half. Navy came back, and Coach Marcus Freeman told us that he watched that game in the airplane on the flight over just to be reminded of what can happen. Anything can happen when you play Navy. And of course, it's a new Irish team though this year with quarterback Sam Hartman at the helm. He will be the man for the Irish, and a new offensive coordinator as well, Jared Parker, calling his very first game for the Notre Dame football team.
That's right. Now, we had a chance to talk with new Navy coach Brian Newberry this week as well. As a former defensive coordinator, Newberry says he's fully aware of what Sam Hartman can do in this Notre Dame offense.
I think, you know, the acquisition of Sam Hartman is huge for them. I mean, he's a really good player. We all know who he is. He's a winner. He's a leader. He adds a different element, you know, to their offense. And you know, I think he's just a few years younger than me. You know, he's been around. He's like he's a coach. Yeah, he does. He has a way better beard than me.
I love that. Everyone kind of jokes about Sam Hartman's age. He's a sixth-year grad transfer. Boy, are we glad to have him, though, for this Notre Dame team. I love that he's kind of joking about his age, about that beard. You got to love it. But his final year of eligibility, you know what that means? He's got a ton of experience. He knows how to play under pressure. He's been through it all. And, hey, a grad transfer being named a captain, that tells you everything you need to know about what he means to this team that quickly.
Yeah, it's such a big deal for Notre Dame. Now, moving on to the Navy midshipmen, they have been known for running that triple option. They love it. But now new defensive coordinator Grant Chestnut says they're going to be passing the ball a lot more this year.
And now we did get the chance to attend Navy's practice on Thursday. Chestnut, actually, that's Newberry there. Chestnut is the new OC. He actually came over to us and asked that we not show any of their plays on TV because he doesn't want to give anything away, any of their secrets away. He said, hey, I need as much help as I can get.
Yeah, that's a big, I mean, he's not lying, though. This team is struggling on offense. They can struggle at times. We know that Notre Dame's defense can be potent. We hope they step up a lot better than they did in that second half, so Marcus Freeman doesn't have to reminisce and ponder on that for another 365-plus days.
It'll be interesting to see how that triple option changes, and we're going to talk with Mike Golick and some of our experts coming up a little bit later on in the show. But, hey, the party is just getting started for us, and you can see some of these fans back here. They got their drinks ready. They're having a good time, and I hope you're having maybe a beverage or some coffee to get yourself ready for the big game as well. Stick around. We still have so much more to come live right here in Dublin, Ireland.
An Irish homecoming.
A phenomenal place for Notre Dame to play Navy.
Why today's game is a trip down memory lane for Notre Dame linebacker J.D. Bertrand and his dad, Jim.
We grew up with his jerseys, pictures all over our basements.
His first game in an Irish uniform.
To have that kind of name on the front of your chest and to be able to go do it is what it's all worth.
The huge impact quarterback Sam Hartman is already having on Notre Dame football. One-on-one with Marcus Freeman.
I don't want to set a bar and say, once you reach this bar, that's it.
What the Notre Dame head coach has learned and his focus heading into Navy. Plus, Golick in a golf buggy.
Did you know they don't call it golf carts here?
Buggy.
Yes.
We're in a buggy. How about it? I feel like going with some horses in the buggy.
What happened when we hit the links with Notre Dame and broadcasting legend Mike Golick in Northern Ireland? And
I was here. That was delicious.
we try out some traditional Irish cuisine with former Notre Dame leprechaun and Irish native Conall Fagan. This special edition of ABC57 Kickoff on the Road is brought to you by Executive Global Tours, Tourism Ireland, Northern Ireland, and the City of Belfast.
We made it 6+ miles, and look at this. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. What a way to start your day. We got misty out here. You can see a little bit of a rainbow right there in between, above the lake and in between the mountains. Just awesome. Ireland is amazing. Just incredible. Everything about Ireland has been incredible so far, and I'm joined now with my good friend here, Lee Beckton, former Notre Dame running back, 1991 to 1995. We didn't get to hike the mountains together, but we did get to play a little bit of golf together.
We did get to play some golf. You know, the courses are challenging, but they are the most picturesque courses I've ever played on. You know, no green is flat, there's hills everywhere, but it is such a great time to play golf in Ireland.
Now, coming up in our Go Looking a Golf Cart, I have some of our not-so-good shots, but right now we're showing an absolutely beautiful shot you had on an approach onto the green, and that is a moat, literally a moat of water right there in front. He didn't know it at the time, but boy, oh boy, that was a great shot. So I wanted to give you some love there because that was beautiful.
I'm glad you caught that shot and not the other ones that put me over there.
I got you. I'm looking out for you. Well, we wanted to talk to you just about the opportunity to be here in Ireland. You're with the Executive Global Tours Irish Legends party or event that's been here with some other former players, and to be able to be here with the former players and that camaraderie to root on the Irish.
Yeah, it's always a great time when you get to hang out with your brothers, and you know the thing about Notre Dame is that we're all one. It doesn't matter what year you graduated or anything like that. Once you graduated and you been a part of Notre Dame football, you're a part of the brotherhood.
One thing that we keep hearing over and over again from guys is that with Marcus Freeman here, there's been a new sort of fresh welcoming back of former players in. He's wanting you guys to be around. He's wanting you to come to the spring game and to be at games. What has that welcome been like?
It's been amazing. You know, for years, there's just been this little bit of separation, and you know, you never felt as welcomed back. You know, people were still coming back, but it wasn't as welcoming. Now we're more involved in the program. Not that we're doing anything to necessarily coach or anything like that,
right?
But just being around, letting the guys on the team see some of the legends like Jerome and you know all these guys. It's an inspiration. Like, I know when I came here as a student athlete, you know, when I got to meet, you know, some of those older guys, it meant a lot. So these guys are getting to see those same types of things.
Absolutely. We love that. I think that's so important to keep that brotherhood. You have it in the business world. You need it in the football world as well. Lee, I'm going to let you go enjoy some party here right now, and I might try to bring you back a little bit later for a prediction later on.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, I love it.
All right.
Well, we are not done just yet. We still have more to come, including, check this out, still ahead on ABC 57 Kickoff, a check of your game day forecast and a look down at Temple Bar. Temple Bar District is basically the Bourbon Street of Ireland, and it is jam-packed with fans. There's Notre Dame balloons and flags everywhere you go, and it's just one big street party, and it's a lot of fun. We're going to have much more, including Coach Marcus Freeman's focus after the break.
Well, it is finally here. Notre Dame Navy, the kickoff of the 2023 season in Dublin, Ireland. And in South Bend, we just came out of a heat wave, probably going to be a little bit cooler in Ireland. Let's take a look at the forecast for game day. And here is that right? 16. 6 and 50 through the teens? Well, I guess that means only one thing to do. You have to dress for the weather, and that means the hat, the gloves, the coat. I mean, with temperatures like these, I know it's August, but this is what the forecast is showing. And I just, what's that? Yeah, I know the game's in Dublin. That's part of the fun. Oh, 16 degrees Celsius. Okay. Well, sorry about that. Let's see if we can get these numbers into Fahrenheit for you. There we go. So temperatures starting off around the low 60s, falling through the 50s throughout the game. That is weather more typical of a South Bend fall than August. But that is the weather in Dublin. A few showers might be around, especially early on in the game, but our rain chance does start to fall as we get closer to the second half. In studio, meteorologist Dave Caulfield for ABC 57 Kickoff.
Well, the second season of the Marcus Freeman era is officially underway. The 13th ranked Irish taking on Navy this afternoon in Dublin. As for Freeman's focus for the midshipmen, it's all about team progress and staying in the moment.
I want to see a bunch of going today. Everybody clear?
If the Irish are to make the college football playoff and compete for a national championship this season, the fans and the media will point to practices and moments like these.
It's a goal line day, short yardage, red zone, all that different
as pivotal moments for this Notre Dame program. In a second season at the helm, Coach Freeman already seems fired up.
If I sit here daydreaming about, I can use Saturday maybe to think about how to plan today, but if we don't win today, then guess what? Saturday is not going to be the result we want. So our focus has to be to win today. But Saturday we'll get to measure what team we have.
The dust has settled in what has been one of the most active off seasons in Notre Dame history, from acquiring key position players in the transfer portal to position changes along the interior line and fresh faces on the coaching staff.
It's a tremendous advantage to play Navy the first game of the year, because the preparation that entails getting ready for them is obviously lengthened.
Freeman credits three main reasons as to why he has confidence heading into their battle with Navy and beyond.
One is I wanted to build the depth of our team. The second thing was I wanted to really get us physically ready to play a game, but also keep us healthy. The last thing we really want to do is really increase our leadership. I believe that's what will be our edge, is our leadership, when we have a lot of leaders.
There's no doubt this is a talented group the Irish will be fielding this season. A lot of potential possibilities and important games on this schedule, but it all starts Saturday against a team who not only gave them fits last season, but made some changes of their own during the offseason.
You know, our kids didn't come over here just to compete. You know, they came over here with the expectation to win a game. And that's the way that we prepared, and our kids believe that they can win. And they know they're the underdogs. They understand that.
You've heard Freeman use one of many phrases to get his team fired up. One play, one life. 4 for 40. The golden standard. But you can bet this week
There's a winner and loser day. Special teams, winner and a loser. Everybody clear?
that will set the tone.
We gotta go to work today. Irish Circle Tire. Let's go.
Freeman also said this week he is absolutely pleased with his four captains: quarterback Sam Hartman, offensive tackle Joe Alt, linebacker J.D. Bertrand, and cornerback Cam Hart. You see him on the screen there. And even more so that 10 players in all received double-digit votes for the captain positions. Allison, I know you were at that practice where Coach Freeman got fired up, and it just has a different feel this season than it did in preseason last year.
1,000%, and I think every Notre Dame fan wanted to see that. We saw it on social media, the reaction of fans to that video. He's always seemed kind of mild-mannered or sweet and nice, and it was like, let's go. We had to do a lot of bleeping out of some of the things he was saying, but everyone there at that practice, everyone watching that practice, everyone watching it on social media was ready to run through a brick wall for him. Right. You can see the confidence building in Marcus Freeman, and therefore you feel the confidence building in the team around him.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I talked to some Irish fans this week and alums, and they're fired up too, Allison. So it's not just in Dublin, it's back here in South Bend and all over the globe. Irish fans are fired up about the season and the possibilities that are awaiting them.
Absolutely. I know you guys are going to be holding it down there, having the parties. It's going to be a lot of game watch parties, and hopefully you're watching ABC57 Kickoff from your comfort of your couch. But we got lots more to come here, and we're going to check back in with you, Vahid, in just a little bit. All right. Oh, my goodness.
This special edition of ABC 57 Kickoff on the Road is brought to you by Executive Global Tours, Tourism Ireland, Northern Ireland, and the City of Belfast.
We are here at the Grafton, and we're joined by Eveline Coyle from Fab Food Trails and Connell Fagan, the former Notre Dame Leprechaun. He lives here in Dublin, and so they are going to take us on a food tour here in Dublin. We're so excited. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yes,
Good to be here.
yes.
That's good.
I think the thing about Dublin is such a diversity. It's got so many incredible flavors from around the world. You know, you have such a huge influence in this kind of, you know, place where people are coming together, and the food is just incredible.
So this is Scooby, which means mouthful in Irish, and it's a cow's wash-ground soft cheese from County Cork.
Pick it up and eat it.
Pick it up and eat it.
When 2020, you were the Notre Dame Leprechaun at Notre Dame, and you were supposed to come here with the team for this matchup, and then of course COVID hit and all of that went away. What was that, I guess, experience or disappointment like that you didn't get the opportunity to come here?
You know, it was tough because it had been something that we had known about for years, and kind of it was, you know, senior year and this kind of like homecoming in some sort of ways, and you know, it was the first time my family were going to be able to experience what a Notre Dame football experience is really like. So of course it was tough, but you know, to be back in Dublin, to have it here, it kind of is pretty special to actually be living in Dublin now, and you know, to bring it back. You know, this is the third installment we've had of Notre Dame Navy in Dublin, so it's pretty special to be here. Third time lucky, I guess, in some ways.
You're doing it?
I'll try it.
Let's go. Get
Start
you a
with
little
the smaller
plate.
one.
The vinegar will cut down probably on the fishy taste.
Yeah. Or else just highlight it. we're gonna find out. Sláinte, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Very good. I like it. Kind of tastes like seawater.
I actually love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I was scared. That was delicious.
I feel like I just jumped in the 40-foot.
How did you do?
It was okay. It wasn't bad.
You have some pretty big news that you just have to share.
Yeah, so I just got engaged a few weeks ago, which is pretty special, and she does happen to be a domer as well. He works for Notre Dame in Dublin, but is from California, so it's kind of funny that I went all the way to the US to go to Notre Dame, to end up back in Dublin, and end up with an American who went to Notre Dame. So it's a full circle moment, so it is pretty surreal, and to be able to continue to have the best of both worlds of, you know, only being one flight away from Notre Dame and being in, you know, the home of the Irish. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Leprechaun, I mean, he is just, what a sweet guy. He was a wonderful host, and it was really great to catch up with him. He's now currently living here in Dublin, and you know, it was heartbreaking for him to not get to do this game when he was in school, but the pandemic was what it was, and he's just so thankful to have the opportunity now to host his friends and family now here in Dublin for this year's game.
Yeah, I didn't know Connell before we met him there, but I mean, great guy. I mean, you spoke well about him heading over here and talking about how much of a great guy he was, and he lived up to that for sure. So.
And how about that food tour? That was a great first day in Ireland, and you know, this guy is a little picky. He likes his chicken fingers and French fries. He tried oysters. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a cheese guy, so that hit us off on the right spot, okay, on the right foot. I love cheese. That was great. Ironically, because I'm a texture guy, the oysters was the best part of the food tour.
It really was. Yeah, I was surprised by that too. Well, you know, we can talk food all day, but we do got to talk a little football too.
Oh yeah, let's get back
to it. How about the Notre Dame wide receiving core? It's loaded this year and definitely full of targets for the new quarterback, Sam Hartman.
Yeah, what they lack in experience, they certainly make up for it in talent. We take an in-depth look at the Irish wideouts coming up next.
I think there would be you'd have a really hard time finding a closer group of receivers than what we have here. And I think it just helps us because we know how to get each other going.
team like this, you can't let those missed assignments add up because you don't have a lot of margin for error in these type of games. So it's about doing our job every play, every rep.
We always know Navy's going to be a tough game. They're just a great opponent, and I think one of the coolest things is that there really is a respect piece kind of for the things that they do off the football field. We have that respect for them, and the 364 other days of the year, like, we're cheering for them.
Well, welcome back to ABC57 Kickoff live from Dublin, Ireland at the Irish Legends Tailgate party here at the Odeon in Dublin. Man, it's just a great vibe, great scene. Everyone's fired up, and I'm excited to see this new look offense for the Notre Dame football team. We're going to get a chance to see this wide receiver group. We're going to see Sam Hartman leading the offense, and of course, new OC Jared Parker.
Yeah, that's right. For the past 3 years, though, this offense has relied on one number. That's 87, tight end Michael Mayer. Mr. Reliable. Played in all 36 games. Played in all 36 games, racked up more than 2,000 yards, 18 touchdowns, broke plenty of records. But now he's gone, like Allison just said, and we got a wide receiver room that is full of talent, ready to step up.
Veterans and freshmen. This may be the deepest wide receiver room Notre Dame has had in years.
I think this is probably one of the most talented wide receiver groups that I've ever been a part of and Notre Dame has ever had.
The wideouts are led by Jaden Thomas, Deion Cozy, and Tobias Merriweather. All three combining for nearly 600 yards and 5 touchdowns last season.
It definitely gave me a lot of confidence, just knowing that I am capable of making those plays.
The talent extends to the freshman class. Early enrollees Jaden Greathouse, Rico Flores Jr., and Braylon James. Each player bringing a different weapon to the Irish offense.
Compared to spring, there's a lot more that we have to know, and there's a lot more intensity and urgency with the season being right around the corner.
You got to expect to see Jaden Greathouse and Rico Flores both play for us this year.
You know what, Rico's doing, what JG's doing, and what Braylon's doing. Everyone's on a different page.
And it's up to the second-year receivers coach, Chancey Stuckey, to make this the most feared receiving room in the country.
I want them to resemble a basketball team, as everyone's different in their own right, and you have the same guy, you're easy to defend. So I want those guys to be different sizes, different body types.
What if this was a basketball team? The point guard would be Chris Tyree. The former running back moved to wideout in the spring, and the Irish are hoping to use his speed to their advantage.
I would say it's kind of like a breath of fresh air, playing a new position. I have a new number, practicing each and every day with a new coach, with a whole new group. It's a kind of weird situation where I'm learning the position. Like, I'm just now starting to learn the receiver position.
According to head coach Marcus Freeman, that meant catching an absurd amount of balls during the offseason.
I think 18,000 balls he caught. Coach Stuckey could give you the right number, but I think it was around 18,000.
With that effort, Tyree helped set the tone for the receivers to be better this season. And going up against Notre Dame's experienced defensive backs, it doesn't hurt either. But the final piece of the puzzle, transfer quarterback Sam Hartman.
Sam has brought a maturity to our offense and to our team.
Hartman threw for more than 12,000 yards at Wake Forest and set the record for the most touchdown passes in the ACC.
There's a level of responsibility, that they don't want to let Sam down. And if he's throwing a great football, you got to come down with it.
Listen, how can you not be excited about this Irish offense? Now you got a gunslinger like Sam Hartman, not to mention offensive coordinator Jared Parker. Lord knows what he's going to bring to the field tonight at 7:30 here in Dublin, Ireland. I can't wait to see these guys take the field against Navy, Allison.
That's right, and a number change for you. A little bit of a surprise we discovered here on Thursday. Chris Tyree, he will now be wearing number 4, his number from high school. He switched from number 25, then to number 2 in the spring. But just this week, actually on the plane ride on their way here, the Irish realized they had 2 number 2 jerseys on the field during punt returns. So they had to make the change, and he said, hey, I wore number 4 in high school, so why not wear it now?
Well, I trust that whatever he did in high school got him to Notre Dame wearing number 4, so I hope he can do the same thing he did in high school on the field today and for the rest of this season to really elevate that passing game.
And looking at the depth chart, Jaden Thomas, Chris Tyree, Tobias Merriweather, those are the 3 that that will be in those starting slots, but they expect other guys to get a lot of playing time, including guys like Rico Flores Jr., the freshman. But I'm Chris Tyree. I think he could be a real X factor for the Irish this season, moving him over to receiver. I just feel like with his speed and what he can do in the kick game as well, the return game, I just think he could be really someone that could be a big spark for this team. And he's never really had that chance based on injuries and splitting time with the running backs, so I think this could be his year.
Boy, don't sleep on his backup, Jaden Grayhouse, the freshman. Okay, that guy is special. You're talking about a big frame in that slot receiver position. It's going to be great. Unlimited talent in the wide receiver room.
Well, checking in on an injury update on the men, starting center Zeke Ferrell. Good news, he will play today. He suffered a left ankle injury last week. You can see from this video we took at practice, he had on a boot and was limited in practice, but Coach Freeman says he is good to go for Navy.
Zeke's playing. He's been practicing all week. As I think when we met on Monday, I told you we expect him to practice, and he practiced, and he's gotten better all week. So we fully expect Zeke to play and be ready to roll.
So good news for that Notre Dame offensive line. Zeke Ferrell giving them a lot of experience there at center. You don't want to be messing around with that O-line in that first game. So they've got that solid foundation with him, Joe Alt. So they're off to a good start. Good news to hear that Zeke is healthy.
Yeah, when I saw that at practice, I was thrown off by it. We hadn't heard any news. He looked healthy leading up all through fall camp, leading up to that moment. So again, very good that starting five offensive line is ready to go.
And tight end Eli Reardon, he will not be ready to play. He says he doesn't even have a timeline on him just yet. Well, still much more to come. The tailgate parties are in full swing here in Dublin as the 13th ranked Irish get ready to take on Navy. One person who knows what it's like to play at Aviva Stadium, former Notre Dame running back Cam McDaniel. He joins us next. Welcome back to ABC57 Kickoff live in Dublin, Ireland. And now I am joined by an Irish legend, former Notre Dame running back Cam McDaniel. Of course, you played for Notre Dame 2011 to 2014, a team captain your senior year, but also you played in Aviva Stadium in 2012. What was that experience like for you?
That was one of my funnest experiences being at Notre Dame. And that's kind of why you come to places like the University of Notre Dame, is to be able to travel and to have experiences all across the country, and then now internationally. The first time we've been back in a decade, but one of those things that I remember when we were here in 2012, just thinking, oh my gosh, next time we do this again, I am for sure coming back. And so I'm glad to be here a decade later, and just really believing that the start that we had in 2012 will kind of energize or cultivate something that these guys can take into their season, and hopefully develop that momentum that we were able to cultivate in 2012.
I love that you said that. You knew even then that when the opportunity arose, you wanted to come back as a fan, really, now as a former Notre Dame player, but to be able to live that experience on the field, but then also making the trip back home and having to turn around and get ready for another game, and you're in the middle of your season. How difficult of a transition is that for a player to do with all of the jet lag and the flights and everything?
Yeah, no, that was definitely something with our experience that I think some guys handled it really well. For me, I had a high ankle sprain in the game that we played against Navy in 2012, and so that plane flight back was a little bit grueling. And I think that guys were able to adjust well, and yeah, I think the plane flight back was something that definitely, especially leaving like right after the game and stuff like that, was tough. But guys adjusted well. We had a good training crew with Rob Hunt, who's still there, and all the guys that really just made sure that we were able to get our biological and circadian rhythms back like on cue. So. That's what's so great about being able to go to a place like this, is guys are thinking ahead, and they know how to help players manage that type of stress on their nervous system.
Well, you had more than 1,100 career rushing yards, 8 touchdowns, but I think what you're most famous for at this point is one heck of an incredible photograph, and it went viral. Tell us the story of this photo.
Well, I think the story behind this photo is really interesting because I've always had an issue with my helmet coming off. A couple games before this, we had played Purdue, and I had actually had stitches in the game at halftime for my helmet coming off. And so I remember when this happened after the game, our training staff, Ryan Grooms at the time, the equipment managers, put an extra chin strap button like on my helmet. They were like, yo, this isn't happening again. But it was definitely one of those absolutely ridiculous and crazy experiences, and something that I'll never forget for sure.
Well, it is now the 10-year anniversary of that photo. It's called, what is it called? The ridiculously photogenic football player?
Yeah, ridiculously photogenic running back, I believe. So
it's a 10-year anniversary of that USC game. You're going to be back in South Bend for that game, and you have a really great charitable auction that you're going to do to raise money. We're going to have you come back on the show then. So right now, I'll let you just go and enjoy yourself, and we'll see you back in South Bend.
Sounds good, Allison. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Well, we are just getting started here in Dublin at the Odeon Bar here in Ireland as Notre Dame gets set to kick off against Navy. Here's another one of our sights and sounds from right there in Temple Bar District. Stick around, we have much more to come, and Mike Golick and more. Welcome back to ABC57 Kickoff live in Dublin, Ireland. I still can't believe it. We're live. You're watching us. We're live in Dublin. You're back home. This is one of those games that's been circled on the calendar since they rescheduled this makeup matchup, and people have been so fired up for it. And while they might have been looking forward to it, you know, we wanted to know if fans back home are familiar with their geography of where Ireland is. ABC57's Jena Stopczynski and former Notre Dame women's basketball player Dara Mabry hit the streets to find out.
Can you point out Ireland on a map? Okay.
Isn't Ireland like over here or something? Ireland.
That is Ireland. That's Northern Ireland.
Man, you know what? The thing about Ireland is, it's very distinct looking. Is the thing about Ireland.
Can you point out Ireland on the map? You have one shot.
Let's see. Let's say it's over this way, ain't it? It's on this side? No.
Cold. Maybe go a little
what
west.
side you say? She said go west.
Go west. Getting warmer. Oh, okay. Hotter.
Right.
Colder. Is that your final answer?
I feel like Ireland's got to be that one, right?
Ding, ding, ding.
Let's go! All right.
Good job.
There we go. College of Arts and Letters. I hope I made you proud today.
Wait a minute, is that Mike Golick Jr. I see riding around in his dad's golf cart? We're going to have to check in with Mike Sr. here in a few minutes. He just arrived here at the party. I want to know how he feels about his son taking over his golf cart, but great job, Jena and Dara. I love seeing, look like maybe some former or current women's basketball players taking their geography knowledge to the test as well. Great job, girls, and so much more to come here on ABC 57 Kickoff live in Dublin, Ireland. Well, the Irish breaking out special uniforms for today's season opener. The uniforms are blue and gold with a Gaelic pattern on the sleeves and the Shamrock logo on the back of the neck. This is the third time Notre Dame and Navy are playing in Ireland, but this is the first time the Irish are the home team. Also, the helmets are really cool too. They've got the Ireland flag on the front. We'll see that at today's game. Now, nearly 40,000 Notre Dame fans have flooded Ireland for today's game, but interest in the Fighting Irish right here in Ireland has been growing and growing. In fact, so much so that Dubliners can tune in their radio dials to listen to a show dedicated to Notre Dame football.
You're listening to 103.2 Dublin City FM. You're listening to On the Ball. Coming up a bit later, we have the Notre Dame Report.
Declan Hughes has been a sports radio host in Dublin for 14 years. And during that time, he found a growing interest in American football, starting with the NFL and eventually Notre Dame.
Yes, the big game starts this Saturday between Notre Dame and Navy. Over the years, then cable channels became more widely available and they started showing ESPN and the colleges action as well. And that's where the interest in the American football came from. We also have a chapter of the Notre Dame alumni living over here.
As that interest grew, Declan discovered a need for Notre Dame programming on the radio. That's when he was introduced to an American journalist who just so happened to cover the Fighting Irish in South Bend.
And it's a great pleasure to welcome once again to the program Len Clark.
Len Clark is a multimedia journalist. You have traveled to Ireland how many times? 12, 14?
12 times.
12 times. Yes. In 2017, he attended a conference in Dublin, met some new friends, and before he knew it, he was on Irish radio.
We hit it off, and she goes, "You've got to meet Declan. He lives, eats, drinks, sports. He would be great." I called Declan up. The next thing you know, we've got a show on Dublin City FM called the Notre Dame Report.
The radio show is now in its 6th season, and Dublin City FM is the largest community radio station in Ireland, reaching more than 300,000 listeners and countless more via YouTube.
The special connection between Ireland and Notre Dame, the whole focus of having the Notre Dame Report on the ball was in the run-up to that game that got postponed by COVID. Of course, now in 2023, we're getting another opportunity to host Notre Dame here in Dublin. And of course, it's Navy, the storied rivalry between the great two institutions, which we're looking forward to sharing with the Dublin audience at our Aviva Stadium in the end of August.
It's been a great ride over the years. We've had Jack Swarbrick, the athletic director of the University of Notre Dame. The more we do the show, the more people are learning about Dublin City FM and the Notre Dame Report.
Len Clark, thank you so much. That brings this week's Notre Dame Report to a close.
And if you would like to tune in and listen to Dublin City FM radio, you can check out our website at ABC57.com where we have a link. Now, I would like to bring in another special guest today. Joining me now is Alan Orr. He is the general manager of the Irish national team that is an American football team, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And
that's
today
correct.
is not just an Irish Legends party, it's also a fundraiser for the Wolfhounds
It
team.
is indeed, yeah. We're so blessed to have everybody here joining us trying to promote football in the country. And it is a celebration, you know, for our team to be here. And I say the Legends with us today. It's fantastic.
And you also had a big game that happened yesterday, several games that were happening at Donnybrook Park.
Yeah, we were part of the gift program and our junior Wolfhounds. That was the first time they've ever played. So we're trying to develop that program and bring them on to obviously step into the national team eventually. So yeah, we're very excited about where the national program's going and everybody that's being involved in it, yeah.
How much are you seeing interest in American-style football growing here in the country of Ireland?
It's incredible. I mean, the coverage now that we're able to access, just the games that are being played here, like the Classic. You know, guys are going over to Wembley to watch the games, possibly into Europe. And most of the kids know all who the stars are now, whereas before my time, it was slightly different, yeah.
Do you feel like you have players here that could be developing and maybe eventually make their way to go across the pond and play at the higher level?
Yeah, we are. We've got some of our players, the Irish national players, who are actually in the GFL. And where we're developing ourselves is, say, we've got Bristol Academy and people like that are helping us coach players, make them better. But the more times we play American teams, we learn more from the coaches. Everything falls into place.
You also had a very special guest yesterday as the PA announcer at your games. Mike Collins, of course, he was the famous longtime voice PA announcer inside Notre Dame Stadium, and we see him right here. He is calling the games for you. How did that happen?
Well, I think Patrick Steinberg called in a few favors on that one for it, and he was more than happy to come over and get involved, you know, with the high school team. So it was lovely to see him. I think he was over here before, and he's obviously wearing the jersey of the national team. So yeah, fantastic.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us and for hosting this party. It's been a great experience so far.
No, our pleasure. Thank you very much for having us.
All right, well, we still have much more to come here on ABC 57 Kickoff, including the Notre Dame defense as the Irish gets ready to take on Navy and that new offense. Everyone on the team was talking about New Prairie High School grad Chase Ketterer this week. And oh, they're having a pint in Temple Bar.
Fight, 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 fight. Sacrifice, unselfish sacrifice. We're going to get them on a run. We're going to go, go, go. And we aren't going to stop until we go that goal line. We are Notre Dame.
Get on the bus. Next stop, Notre Dame Stadium.
From the house that Rackney built to the dynasty of Air Parsegian, this is the home of Fighting Irish football.
The place where greatness is earned 1 yard at a time. The field that forged Notre Dame legends like Theismann, Montana, and Brown.
The land of never quit, never surrender. The legacy, the passion, the tradition. That is Notre Dame football.
ABC 57 Kickoff is back.
Bigger and better
Than ever. Another season of Fighting Irish football. It all starts here.
This is our house. This is our team.
And this is ABC 57 Kickoff.
You're watching ABC 57 Kickoff, presented by Afdent Dental, live from the Emerald Isle.
Well, Ireland is ready for some American football. Notre Dame taking on Navy today in Dublin for the 2023 season opener. Check out the beautiful Aviva Stadium. We had a chance to tour there this week as the crews were painting the lines on the field. And now we're just a few hours away from kickoff. Welcome to ABC 57 Kickoff live in Dublin, Ireland. I am Allison Hayes.
And I'm LeVon Whittaker.
We are live at the Odeon Bar here in Dublin. They're having a tailgate party with Irish legends, and fans from all over the world have come here to be a part of this experience. Just incredible. Of course, some of the questions surrounding this Notre Dame football team coming into fall camp was the Notre Dame defense.
Yeah, they weren't bad last season. They ranked 22nd in total defense, but if it makes any sense, they weren't clutch. But defensive coordinator Al Golden says he knows exactly what to do to change that. For Al Golden, the plan is simple.
We need great ball disruption, and then we need to be better tacklers.
For the first time in 3 seasons, the Irish have the same defensive coordinator. Let's go! And while that may not seem like a big deal,
I just think everything has slowed down. I'm hearing that from the players and from the staff.
Being in the same defense a second year in a row, just you don't have as much of a learning curve.
A trio of veterans leads the linebacker room. J.D. Bertrand, who led the Irish in tackles the past 2 seasons, Maris Leofau, and Jack Kaiser.
Anytime you have 3 fifth-year linebackers that can play with each other, it is special.
The cornerbacks also bringing experience.
Hey, tool.
Mike Mickens calling his group one of the best he's ever coached.
It could go six deep right now, and that I'm confident that can go out there and do what they need to do.
It starts with true freshman and preseason second-team All-American Ben Morrison, who led the Irish with 6 interceptions.
There's always areas that I can improve. That's the biggest thing for me as a DB. Also, don't get complacent.
There's also been some healthy competition in the safety room this fall.
You know, we hate to lose. We have a bunch of playmakers.
After Notre Dame safeties combined for the fewest tackles by safeties since 2016, the Irish turned to the transfer portal for more experience, picking up Thomas Harper from Oklahoma State and Antonio Carter out of Rhode Island.
They bring a level of swagger and confidence that we love.
But the biggest question may be the defensive line.
We have a lot of new faces and a lot of returning faces, but maybe in new roles.
Notre Dame had their problems in the defensive trenches in 2022, struggling in the red zone defense. But this season, the Irish are larger and stronger, having put on some weight in the offseason. And of course, going against the Notre Dame offensive line every day in practice, well, that helps too.
The advantage we have is we play against arguably one of the best offensive line units, if not the best, in the country.
Well, Allison, I think the D-line is going to be a big talker throughout this season. I think they can actually go 10 deep on that front line as far as rotation goes. And then you talk about Marcus Freeman. He says that he's been impressed with what he saw with these guys. It really just comes down to experience, and they get their first experience, their first kick at it tonight at 7:30 here in Dublin at Aviva Stadium.
And something that we are expecting is that this offense for Navy is planning to change things up a little bit under the new offensive coordinator, Grant Chestnut. They're expecting to add in the pass a little more. We talked earlier about how we were at practice this week, and the Navy OC came over and said, don't show any of that video. We don't want Notre Dame to see it. He needs all the help he can get.
There's an emphasis on that.
That's right. But, of course, every time Notre Dame prepares for that triple option offense, they bring in a local kid from New Prairie High School, and that is Chase Ketterer. And Vahid Sadrzadeh back in South Bend, he had a chance to talk with Chase this week about those preparations.
Yeah, that's right, Allison. He was all smiles this week. It's Notre Dame versus Navy, Chase Ketterer's favorite week of the year. The walk-on senior from New Carlisle is listed as running back on the depth chart, but his specialty, a triple option expert. Ketterer is scout team quarterback for the Irish when they play Navy. His job is to mimic the Navy quarterback, to give the Irish defense the best look possible at the midshipman offense. Ketterer ran the triple option when he was the quarterback at New Prairie High School. Coach Marcus Freeman says he's invaluable because of how well he knows it.
Usually on Sundays, I let the coaches vote for Scout Team Player of the Week. I'll tell you guys right now, he'll be the Scout Team Player of the Week for sure.
Chase has been great. He ran the triple option in high school, so you can tell he's real comfortable with it. And, like, as a defense, if we make one mistake, like, you'll see Chase running, banging his head on the goalpost.
He's really the heart of that scout O-line, that scout offense in general.
If we're not playing on the field and helping the team win that way, I mean, we're helping them win in practice. So, you know, hoping the defense in practice is helping them in the game too. So, you know, it's big for all of us on scout team.
As for Chase's favorite part about being the scout quarterback, he says he loves getting hit, and there's no feeling like it. Well, we are headed back to Ireland next at the Irish Legends Tailgate Party. It's a great time in the Emerald Isle. Stay with us.
Let's go Irish! Let's go Irish!
Welcome back to ABC57 Kickoff live from Dublin, Ireland, and I am joined now by another Irish legend, Irv Smith Sr. You were a tight end for Notre Dame back in the day in the 90s, and you, of course, played in the NFL for years, and now you're back here. You get to be in Ireland, and you get to see all of these other former players that are here, a part of this Irish Legends Executive Global Tours trip. And what has this experience been like for you so far?
It's been amazing. I've been wanting to come back here for many years for the trips. This is my first opportunity since Notre Dame's been coming back over the last bunch of years. And it couldn't have been a more perfect opportunity, perfect time.
Have you been in Ireland before? Woo, we're getting some wind blowing.
It's my first time ever in Ireland, and it couldn't be any better coming back to watch my Irish play and show what we can do.
Well, of course, you played for the Irish from 1989 to 1992. But one of the plays that people will always remember about you is against the Indiana Hoosiers. This man, look at this man right here. Now, we see some former players that once they're out of football, they kind of look smaller, and you look like you could still go out there and play. And look at this. Set this up for me. What am I watching here?
You're watching Rick Meyer throw a perfect pass to me, catch around the 25, and all I saw was end zone. So I just knew that by the time I was going to be finished, I had to cross that end zone and get my first touchdown in college.
That was your first touchdown also?
My first touchdown, my junior year, my first touchdown in college.
I love that. How many, one defender, two defender, three defender, four, just dragging them 20 yards down the field. You got to love that.
It was a blessing. You know, it was the highlight of my career, and it certainly was wonderful to do it in front of Notre Dame fans.
What a special moment. And, you know, you're not the only Irv Smith playing football and having some success on the college and NFL gridiron. Your son, Irvin Smith Jr., he is now in the NFL playing for the Bengals. That has to be an absolute dream come true.
You know, he loves the game. You know, he for me, it's a blessing to be able to watch him do what he loves. I liked football. My son actually loves football. And you know what? I think he's carrying the torch that much better and making me very proud.
I love that. And what advice did you have for him as he was kind of going through that experience of getting recruited? He played at Alabama, and then to make that transition from Alabama to the Bengals.
my advice to him was that, wake up every day, thank God for the opportunity, and just give it your all. And you know what? If you give it your all, good things are going to come out of it.
Now, we are here for a very important reason, of course. Notre Dame taking on Navy to start off this season. What are your thoughts on the team, and what are you thinking about the score prediction for this game today?
Well, it's funny. I ran into some former Navy players that actually played against me when I was at Notre Dame a little earlier at another event, and we were talking about, back in 90, 91 when we played, and kind of talking about how we played against them. And my prediction for this game is I really believe Notre Dame is going to be on fire tonight. I do see it won't be a high-scoring game. I think 35-10. I think our defense is going to do well. Offense is going to do well. It's going to be a good tune-up for us to get ready for a good season.
You've had the chance to play against Navy. How tough is Navy? Why is it so tough to always play them?
Well, first thing is, Navy, they're not there just to play football. They're there, and Notre Dame is not, but they're there for other reasons besides football. So they're not as big typically. They're not as strong. They're not on the same physical level as a lot of the Notre Dame guys are. So they do a lot of chop blocking. They kind of make it. It's like a scrappy game with them. It's not going to be your traditional Notre Dame versus Ohio State. It's going to be Notre Dame versus Navy. It's going to be a tough-fought game, but I do think the Irish are going to pull it out.
Always so much respect for the midshipmen, though.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Irv Smith. I love it. You're very social, or very active on social media as well, so check him out on Twitter. He's always sharing, very positive. I love to watch your insights and see you share things for Notre Dame in the community.
Yes, I appreciate that. You know what? Go Irish.
That's right. Go Irish. All right, well, we still have more to come, including Mike Golick. He returns for another Golick in a golf cart, but this time we're hitting the links in Ireland.
Let's go. Not my golf cart, but you know what? It still works.
Yeah. So we're not in your golf cart. And did you know they don't call it golf carts here?
Buggy.
Yes.
We're in a buggy. How about it? I feel like going with some horses at the buggy. We're going down to the general store. Why do I have an accent like that? I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely not here in Ireland.
It's not.
Welcome to Castle Rock.
The opportunity to play golf in Ireland. How special is it?
I mean, I watch the Open every year, and I hope for wind and rain to watch the pros have to struggle. And I've always wanted to play. In the first two holes, I hit it in the pot bunkers that I see the pros hitting out of, and I hit it out of both of them. The narrow fairways, the links course. I mean, it's all the stuff I watched on TV and I always wanted to play, and now I get to do it, so it's been awesome. Yeah. Turn the camera on, watch them hit it straight. Go on, Allison. You're up. Sorry, we'll use my ball.
Different countries,
yeah, same result.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. How about, we know you Irish Legends are fantastic on the football field, but how does that translate out onto the golf course? Some of these guys are big. Anthony Fasano. I mean, how are these guys playing out here?
This is a course that will humble you, for sure. You can be big, you can be strong, you can be a decent golfer, but it's going to humble you. And in my case, when you say, legend, that term is very loose for me. There are some true legends here. Don't know if I'm one of them.
Legendary talker?
Okay, we'll go with that. Oh, God, caught it thin.
I did not do that.
We're going to be using your ball.
Oh. Yes.
Good shot.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Very nice.
All right, Allison, knock it in. Good hit. Oh! Woo! Yes! All right. Well done. If that missed, it was going 30.
Anything better than that? Golfing in Ireland with the Mike Golick in a golf cart? I mean buggy.
Oh, I know. We had to learn a different lingo here, but how great. Links course. We got every aspect of weather except snow. You must have changed clothes 4 times.
I literally did.
Yeah. It was beautiful. It was windy. It was rainy. It was cold. It was warm. But you know what? It was amazing.
Experience of a lifetime for sure.
And you hit the putt, so.
I nailed that putt. You said if I would have missed it, I would have been 30 yards up.
Yeah, it would have been.
It went in the hole.
Yes,
so
it did. It's all that matters.
Now, I have to ask you, earlier in the show, our Jena Stopczynski, she was out on campus, and all of a sudden Mike Jr. rolls up in your golf cart.
Yeah, all I have to say about that is, where was Mike and where was Jena? Where were they?
Yeah, Eddy Street in South Bend.
Oh, and we're in Ireland. Hey, you guys have a ball there back in South Bend, okay? We're out in Ireland. I tried the accent. That was really
great. You nailed it.
Yeah, I don't think so. But how about that? Do you believe that? A, he didn't ask permission to use the golf cart, because I told him, if you screw that thing up, I'll disown him. So, and B, let them have their fun in South Bend. We get to experience the beautiful island here of Ireland.
Absolutely, and of course, looking at this matchup, that's the reason we're all here. It's been a great vacation for everyone, but we want to talk some football. Looking at Notre Dame Navy, and a big change-up that they're talking about for this game is it's always been the triple option.
Right.
But new offensive coordinator Grant Chestnut, he says he's going to implement some passing now.
Yeah, he is. There's still going to be mainly that triple option, but they'll throw in some passing. This is usually a game where safeties and cornerbacks get a whole lot of tackles, especially on pitches wide on the option, but they have to be a little more, cognizant of the pass, because while it still is a base triple option team, they're gonna take their chances and air it out a little bit. And the best thing that can happen is we get a big lead and make them air it out.
Well, and of course, there was a bit of a quarterback battle coming into this game, and really all fall training camp. But it's Ty Levite. They are expecting him to be the starter, but they could see some other guys get some action as well.
So what's going to happen in this? Because guys that haven't played against a triple option before, listen, Navy is going to gain some yards running the ball. They're an excellent rushing team, and you just can't duplicate their speed in practice. So we will give up some yards, but eventually we'll catch up to the speed, work it out, and hopefully be able to slow them down and let our offense do their thing.
And of course, looking back at last year's game, Coach Freeman said, I rewatched that game from last year on the plane right here. Notre Dame dominated that first half, and Navy gave them everything they had, and Notre Dame held on to win.
So one thing you get when you play the armed forces, armed service teams, is 60 minutes. I mean, all the time, no matter what the score is, no matter what part of the game you're in, it's 100% by all those players. So you can never take a breath, especially if you're on defense, because it hits so fast on you when you're watching that. Before you know it, the back is by you or the pitch is out and they got the corner and they're chunking yards on you down the field.
You know they're going to be physically in great shape and conditioned, and you just never know what can happen. Mike, we're going to bring you back at the end of the show because we want to get your prediction and some of your X Factors, MVP of the game kind of scenarios.
I can do all that.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And coming up after the break, we're going to have my exclusive sit-down one-on-one interview with head coach Marcus Freeman. Stick around.
I think this will be the first time I've truly been out of the country. I've been to Canada once or twice for recruiting. To be in Dublin, Ireland, and be a part of Notre Dame Fighting Irish, it's going to be a special, just couple days, and we have to embrace that.
This special edition of ABC 57 Kickoff on the Road is brought to you by Executive Global Tours, Tourism Ireland, Northern Ireland, and the City of Belfast.
So guys, you're going to begin your self-guided tour straight behind you here in the ingredient section.
This great little add-on to our pints, and we call it the Stoutie. It's where we can immortalise you on your very own pint of Guinness. And we spray that on top just like an inkjet printer, and basically you're going to see it results with a very, very beautiful image. It's tasty, right?
Slancha. No Irish! Woo! No Irish! No Irish! No Irish!
We're going to try and teach you how to pour, or craft a beautiful pint of Guinness. And what we do is we hold it at an angle to the tap. Just going to pull our tap handle all the way down, and we're going to hear that lovely pressure of the Guinness being forced out through the tap nozzle there. And we leave it up on our bar for the first of our two-part pour. Guinness uses a nitrogen gas, so the gas is shooting up through the pint. Breathe, all right? It's just pint pouring, okay? That's it all the way, brilliant. There you are, poetry in a glass,
Now we are going to make our way into the Gravity Bar, cash in our tickets for a fresh pint, and finish our day with a beautiful 360-degree view of Dublin from the highest point here in the city.
Where are you from?
We're from South Bend, Indiana.
No way. I'm from the South Indiana of Ireland. We leave it there for about 119.5 seconds.
Oh.
And a second over.
Better start counting.
Hope you have your timer on. Enjoy your tour.
We've had a wonderful time. Beautiful experience.
Thank you.
Slancha.
Allison.
Thank you.
Lots.
Let's go Irish! Let's go Irish! Let's go Irish! Let's go Irish! Let's go Irish!
Well, thank you so much to Tourism Ireland for helping us with every aspect of our trip here in Dublin and in the country of Ireland. It has been an amazing experience. The Guinness Storehouse is one of those special places here in Dublin that you absolutely have to make the time to get there and learn how to make that perfect pour of the perfect pint. We loved it. But we are here for a very important reason, and that is the Notre Dame Navy game. And I had a chance to sit down one-on-one with Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman. Now, I got to learn that this is his first big trip over the pond, and we talked about that as well as the impression that he is making and leaving on his players.
Yeah, I think this will be the first time I've truly been out of the country. I've been to Canada once or twice for recruiting, but it was like over, see a recruit and come back. So, you know, I had to make sure to get a passport and those different things like the majority of our players had to. But, you know, to be in Dublin, Ireland, and be a part of Notre Dame Fighting Irish, it's going to be a special, just a couple days. And we have to embrace that. Yes, we're going over there for a football game, and we have one objective, to win that game. But let's embrace being in another country and really take a minute to understand the privilege we have to do this.
We're seeing so many NFL teams are now playing overseas, and to have Notre Dame have this presence in Ireland. How important do you feel like that is for American sports to have that presence there?
Yeah, it just speaks volumes to the growth of the game, right? And that football isn't an American game anymore. It's a worldwide game, and to take American football and go to Dublin, Ireland, and to play on a huge stage it speaks volumes about the growth of our game. The NFL is doing it, and what you'll see is that there's going to be players in Europe, players in other countries that truly become great football players. And we had one last year with Alex Ahrensberger, who was from Germany, that played on our team. And so I think as the game grows in other countries, you'll see more and more players from other countries continue to play American football.
What do you feel like for you now as you're starting year two that you feel like is maybe your stamp on the Notre Dame program, and just not to say legacy, but you know, what is your contribution to the overall history of Notre Dame?
You know, I think it's still to be determined, right? And I don't know what it's going to be. And at some point we'll look back and say, hey, this is what you accomplished, and it's pretty cool. But I don't want to set a bar and say, once you reach this bar, that's it, right? And I want to be known as a coach that gave everything he had to his players and did everything in his power to maximize who they were as individuals, as athletes, and as students. And so that's what I want to make sure I continue to do. And that's my motivation, is to continue to do everything I can to help our players reach their full potential.
How much do you see in the guys maybe taking on your identity a little bit? Do you see that at all, or do you feel like they're still very independent?
I think they do at times, right? There's points of emphasis you try to make. When you're going into a practice, going into a week, you know, going into a season. And I think there's times you can see that on film. You can see that with your own eyes. And so there's certain standards that we say are non-negotiable in terms of how we play the game of football, how we approach each day. And so I hope they continue to believe it, right? It's not just in their heads, but in their hearts. And when it's in your heart, I think it shows in your actions.
Well, we will have much more from my one-on-one interview with head coach Marcus Freeman throughout the season. And, you know, I like to have a little bit of fun with him as well. So we're going to touch on some of his fashion choices as well later on this season. But, hey, we still have much more to come here on ABC57 Kickoff, including the new man behind center, Sam Hartman. Everyone wants to know how he's going to do, and he is already winning over the Notre Dame faithful.
With the same rich tradition of the Irish.
Wake up the echoes cheering her name.
Send the volley cheer on high.
Shake down the thunder from the sky.
What though the odds be great or small?
Old Notre Dame will win overall.
while her loyal sons and daughters
march on to victory.
It's Tim Brown, Heisman Trophy winner, and you're watching ABC 57 Kickoff.
You're watching ABC 57 Kickoff, presented by Afdent Dental, live from the Emerald Isle.
Right now, the streets of Dublin, Ireland are filled with Notre Dame football fans as the Irish get ready to take on Navy at Aviva Stadium. We're just a few hours away from kickoff. The Irish have won 5 straight against the midshipmen and are undefeated in Ireland, but narrowly held on to that victory last year in Maryland. Not looking for a repeat of that today. Welcome back to ABC 57 Kickoff. I am joined now live by another Irish legend. We have Ryan Grant, former Notre Dame running back, a Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. And Ryan, you're actually one of the main reasons that we're even at this tailgate party today because of your involvement with Executive Global Tours.
Yeah, I don't know about main reason. I mean, I had a slight role. I helped out, and it ended up being a great turnout. So, you know, to help raise funds for the team, you know, the youth team out here. So it's been great. This experience in Ireland has been phenomenal. The people are wonderful, and, you know, we're hoping that it's a great game.
I saw you right when we got to the hotel in Belfast. You had your whole family here with you. It looked like your beautiful wife, your children.
Yeah.
What has that been like to be here in Ireland with your family, but also to reconnect with former players as well?
Well, it's been great. Traveling, you know, I get a chance to travel across the globe and stuff like that in different instances, and I always thought that, you know, my girls haven't been able to get back to a Notre Dame game, so if any opportunity, come here. So we brought everybody, my whole family, my mom, my uncle, my aunt. It's really been like an experience just because not knowing about the country and then learning, bouncing around, and then getting a chance to hopefully the weather is permitting for my kids. They've been troopers with all the moving around. So really, honestly, like, this has been perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and I know your time at Notre Dame and having that experience in the NFL, what are you seeing from this current Notre Dame football team and the running back core that the Irish have?
I like them a lot. You know, I like this new kind of tandem running back scheme that they have. A lot of teams are doing now, and you know, if you look at Tyree and Aldrick, they're phenomenal in regards to how they balance each other. Aldrick's a local guy from actually my area, so I've watched him kind of since high school, kind of develop, and I'm excited for what he brings. Of course, he's that power back that has really good feet, and Tyree's a, you know, change of pace, but also like a game breaker. You know, he can break those big runs and do different things. So I think whoever, you know, defensively, is going to be hard for them to kind of contain the two of them. So, and I think having a Hartman doesn't hurt at all when you have a guy that's been, you know, that successful at the quarterback position.
And of course, Chris Tyree making a change also from running back and going to be playing at wide receiver as well. Also making a change at number.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I told you earlier off camera that, you know, he started off 25 and now he's going to number 4. So to be honest with you, it's kind of the same thing I did. So I kind of see a similarity in us.
I like that.
Yeah.
And when you have a chance ever to talk with some of these younger guys, what kind of advice would you give them as they're, you know, going through the grind of the season, but then also trying to make that transition to the NFL?
Focus on what you can focus on, like on what you can control, to be honest with you, and be professional. You know, if this is your craft and this is something you're trying to take to the next level, be professional in your approach. Allow your discipline to, you know, create the focus for you, and work hard. Like, you know, allow your work ethic to be what motivates you. Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. Do you have a score prediction for us today?
I think it will be a slow start, but I think that we'll get to, it'll probably be around 38-20. 38-17, something like that.
All right, you think that the Navy midshipmen are going to get some scores on?
They'll get a few scores. Maybe. You know what? In the spirit of this being a lively, we're in a new country. I think there's kind of a little jitters across the board, and it's opening game. You know, maybe it would be a little different, I think, if it was later on in the season, but I think it'll be a slow start because on both ends we're trying to get things situated.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
No,
I really appreciate it. I got to talk to him back last season as we were setting up this tour.
Yeah.
And so it's great to meet you in person and have you kind of come full circle with us. And
absolutely.
We'll let you go back and enjoy the rest of the party with your family.
Thanks for being a part of it.
Thank you very much. Well, we do have much more to come here on ABC 57 Kickoff, including Sam Hartman, And we're going to check back in with Vahid Sadrzadeh back in South Bend.
All right, thanks, Allison and Ryan. Between August 1st, 2022 and May 1st of this year, let me throw a stat at you. A record 8,699 college football players entered the transfer portal. 10 of those landed in South Bend, including coveted quarterback Sam Hartman, now in his 6th and final year of eligibility. Hartman threw for nearly 13,000 yards at Wake Forest and set records for most touchdown passes in the ACC with 110. So the expectations are high, but the Irish have welcomed him with open arms. Humble.
He's an easy one to coach.
Hungry.
This ain't his first rodeo.
South Bend has a new superstar in quarterback Sam Hartman.
To have that kind of name on the front of your chest and to be able to go do it is what it's all worth.
In his final season with the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, Hartman accounted for 35 touchdowns and over 3,400 yards. By comparison, outgoing quarterbacks Drew Pine and Tyler Buckner threw a combined 22 touchdowns and 2,500 passing yards in 2022.
I'm constantly growing, constantly learning, still learning the receivers, still learning the running backs, tight ends, all the way across the board. So I think that's how it's going to be all year. It's just a constant growth, and as this team goes, we're going to figure out more and more things as we play more together, and that's the goal.
If Hartman can stay healthy and put up similar numbers to his previous seasons, many think he can put Notre Dame in a position to make a run at a national championship.
The teams that go the farthest in the college football playoff or in the NFL playoffs usually have the best quarterbacks. Those guys at the quarterback position are supposed to make the guys around them better. That's what Sam Hartman brings to your football team. He's going to make the guys around him better. You know, we're fortunate to have one.
It's different. It's special here. There's a lot of eyes, which is pretty obvious at this point. It's a high pressure, pivotal season.
Hartman knows expectations are always high for the Irish, and it remains to be seen how he handles those under the lights at Notre Dame Stadium when it matters the most. But one thing seems very clear from the outset, at least from the outside. Hartman leads by example, and he has his teammates and his coach's respect.
Sam's, he's a great guy. He's a leader, he's our captain, and we have a lot of trust in him, and I know he's got a lot of trust in the guys up front, and I'm really pumped to be blocking for such a great quarterback.
He's thrown interceptions, he's made bad decisions, he's made great plays and long touchdown throws. He knows what to expect, and that's, to me, the number one thing he brings.
What is something off the field that you want to accomplish here in South Bend in your time here?
Just make an impact. I leave a legacy, all those great things. It's very easy to come here and just play football, put your head down, but to get in, give back to the community, to get around the fans, let them in as much as I can to who I am and what I do, and then again make some lifelong friends like I made at Wake and make some here and make some memories as well.
Humble, hungry.
There's no substitution for experience.
Only 6 months in South Bend.
Show me the green jersey! I love Sam Hartman. I love Sam Hartman!
But you can already tell, Notre Dame found a good one.
It's exciting. It's challenging, but what I want.
Hartman turned 24 in July. Some of his teammates like to call him the senior citizen. Talking with Sam on my podcast, it was very clear that he puts his teammates first. And get this, as part of his NIL deals with Under Armour and Beats by Dre, he gave all of his teammates the other day a pair of new shoes and gold headphones. Pretty cool.
Cool opportunity for all of our guys to be able to see a new culture, and I think overall just the energy and buzz that you're going to be able to feel in Ireland.
The Irish are ready to take on the Navy in the Emerald Isle. Why today's game will be a family reunion for Notre Dame linebacker J.T. Bertrand. And we'll head back to Ireland and the Notre Dame Legends Tailgate party. Folks are getting going in just 2 minutes.
Any kind of vacation that we'd have the opportunity to and have the financials to get over there, we get over to Ireland, and so we have a lot of family friends over there, and just my family's excited to get over there.
Well, welcome back to ABC57 Kickoff here live from Dublin, Ireland. Now we are getting you ready for Notre Dame and Navy, and for one player in particular, this is really a family reunion. Notre Dame linebacker J.D. Bertrand is going to have a big game today because of the support that he is expecting here in the Emerald Isle. His father, Jim, actually grew up here in Ireland, and I had the chance to talk to father and son about the experience.
True friends, great people, and on top of that, competitive sports, fantastic education, and a phenomenal place for Notre Dame to play Navy.
Jim Bertrand's love for the Emerald Isle goes beyond the excitement of watching his son, linebacker J.D. Bertrand, and the Irish play Navy. It's a homecoming.
My dad moved over there when he was around 6 years old. His dad, my grandpa, ended up founding a company over there.
Jim's family moved to Ireland in the mid-1970s.
It was definitely a transition. We were living in Lexington, Kentucky at the time, and we got transferred over, my dad did, with this company to set up a company in Europe, and he chose Ireland. Dublin, Ireland was a whole different world, not only from the 220 volts and converters you got to use on your refrigerator, from a 110 voltage on electric, just everything, the people, the schools, but it was a great experience, probably one of the best experiences for my entire family.
While change was hard, it offered a new perspective.
It really gave us an open an insight to the world that everybody's the same somewhat. There's good people, there's bad people all over the world, but it's just a fantastic place to raise a family. My dad did.
Through sports, Jim found his place in this new world.
I went to an all-boys school that was really focused on, obviously, education, and at the same time, it's a premier rugby school where we were able to learn rugby, pick up rugby, and do okay over there at the time, and get into some championship.
Attending Black Rock College, the equivalent of an American high school.
Ended up going to one of the biggest rugby schools in Ireland and lost 3 titles in a row.
But in 1981, Jim finally hoisted the championship trophy in Lansdowne Road Stadium.
Finally, in the last year, I was captain of the team, and we won, which was fantastic.
We grew up with his jerseys, pictures all over our basement, stuff like that.
42 years later, Aviva Stadium now stands in its place, giving JD the opportunity to play on the same grounds where his dad celebrated victory.
JD's playing in the same stadium that I played all those years in. It's just been redone. So for me, it's almost a tear-breaker to go back there and watch him play in the same stadium that I played all those years ago, you know?
But this won't be the first time JD has the opportunity to step foot on the same Irish field as his dad. In 2016, JD's high school football team, Blessed Trinity, played an exhibition match at Donnybrook Stadium. Jim played on that same field in a defining match that propelled his team to that 1981 Leinster Schools Senior Cup Championship.
It was a little surreal, and I think it will be again, and almost more this time with so many people from my family, our family friends from Ireland, just everyone being there, and so I'm just excited, honestly, and I can't wait.
While the stadium may be different today, Jim still has some advice for his son when the Fighting Irish take the field at Aviva.
Forget the noise, forget the emotions, just go out there and do your job, right? And block everything out. So I guess I did tell him that. We just talked about this weekend. I think there'll be a lot of people want to talk to you, and a lot of things going on. Just do your job.
What a special opportunity. The Bertrands are expecting as many as 40 friends and family to be making the trip here. They're already here. They've already been celebrating. And Jim told me they were able to have a private moment with JD without anybody else around. But he said it's not just fans or friends that are coming from the United States, but about a half a dozen or so even from right here in Ireland. And what an athletically gifted family the Bertrands are, and just wonderful people. JD's brother, John Michael, he pitched in the College World Series for Notre Dame in 2022. And JD's great-grandfather, Cecil, was the football coach and athletic director at St. Louis University. He even played professional football for the St. Louis Gunners. And his grandpa, Jack, played football at the University of Missouri for then head coach Dan Devine. Of course, Dan Devine, he ended up making his way to Notre Dame as well. Well, stick around. We are getting so close to the end of our show, and to game time. We'll have one final check of your game day forecast, and we're going to check back in with Mike Golick, LeVon, Vahid, and some Irish Legends to get their final score predictions for the big game.
It's a tale of two cities when it comes to the weather in Ireland versus South Bend. So obviously the game being played in Dublin. The high in Dublin on Saturday, 61 degrees Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy with a shower possible. That is weather that South Bend typically sees in the middle of October. For game day in South Bend, highs in the upper 70s, breezy with sun and clouds. Should be a great game regardless. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield for ABC 57 Kickoff.
We're just a couple of hours away from kickoff between Notre Dame and Navy in Dublin, Ireland, the 2023 season opener. Allison and LeVon are at the Irish Legends Tailgate party with Mike Golick and the rest of the crew and the Irish Legends to make their picks. But guys, I'm going to go first here, if you don't mind. Here are my predictions for the game. First touchdown, I'm going to go wide receiver Tobias Merriweather. My X factor, you already know, Sam Hartman. And I think the Irish, it's blowout city. They get their first W of the season, 38-3 over Navy. Allison, LeVon, the rest of the crew. I just think the Irish have too much firepower, and they're going to look really good out of the gates.
All right, Vahid, I know you and I were talking before this that we wanted to change our score because we're drinking the Kool-Aid. We want to get them higher. But look, I got this. Look at this crew behind me. I mean, come on. I don't want to go anyplace else. I got the party behind me here. We're going to get all of your opinions as well, these former Irish legends here. Who's going to get the first touchdown? I'm going with Sam Hartman. I think he carries it in. LeVon?
Yep. I'm going to go with Audric Estime. I think he's going to rush it right in. It's going to be an easy-peasy touchdown to start the game off.
Audric Estime is going to run somebody over into the end zone.
All right, Cam, how about you?
I'm going to go with the safest bet, Sam Hartman.
Oh, yeah. And Garen Bible?
Same as Cam. Same as Cam.
Right. I think Audric's going to score first.
Who you got first touchdown?
Irv Smith Sr.
And over here, Sean Wooden, what do you got?
Estime. Definitely going to run.
Audric
Definitely going to run somebody over.
Oh, and Lee Beckton, who you got?
Of course, a running back.
A running back?
Yeah, Audric Estime, for sure.
The running back, you know he's going to say a running back. How about your X factors for the game? Across the board, we're all saying Sam Hartman. So let's get to our legends here. What do you got, Lee?
I think it's going to be a corner. I think it's going to be Cam Hart.
Cam Hart, all right. How about you, Cam?
No, I love that. I'm actually going to go with Benjamin Morrison. I want to see him. I'm expecting big things from him this year, so I'm expecting to see him break out today.
Garen?
I'm thinking Sam Hartman. I think he's going to show up and show out.
Sam Hartman or Chris Tyree.
Sam Hartman, quarterback, baby.
Well, I mean, everybody's picking the quarterback. I'm going to say the defensive backfield, the whole defensive backfield.
What a coincidence.
They're going to come together as a unit.
And I like that too, Ryan, because I'm saying Chris Tyree might be my X factor for the whole season. I think he could be really big for the team this year. Final score predictions. I've kept it kind of mild, 35-10, but I've been drinking the Kool-Aid. I want to say 48-10 now.
I'm gonna say 2017. I think it's a slow start. I think, but they get the job done regardless. 2017. I'm sticking with my prediction.
I'm going 37-17. I agree. Navy will get some yards early till we catch up to the speed, and then we'll start to roll on them.
I think they get them right out the gate.
42-17.
Cam?
I'm going to go with the nostalgia. Since I was here in 2012, we won 50-10. So let's just go with that again. Just repeat.
I like that.
I'm saying 35-10.
I'm going to stick with what I said before, 38-17. I think it's a slow start. I think Notre Dame pulls away, and then Navy comes and gets a little yards.
I'm right there again. I'm going 35-10.
I'm going 37-10.
What's yours?
37-10.
37. Come on, you guys. I want to hear some sort. You know, the last two times that Notre Dame played Navy in Ireland, they scored 50 points or more. The last two times that Notre Dame played Navy in Ireland, 50 or more.
Freshmen.
Open the week. The legends know.
Freshmen are going to come in and score. You're going to see Jaden Greathouse coming in. You're going to see Rico Flores, some of these wide receivers getting late points in the game, I believe. So even the running backs, the running back depth that we have this year, like I'm expecting the offense to really be productive today.
And Golick, what are you most excited to see about this team this season?
So tough to gauge on this game with the defense because you're playing an offense you're not really going to play with the option. I think what I'd like to see early from the offense, even in this game, was Hartman throwing the ball. We know we can run. We have that in the bank, right? He's got to get, the connection with the receivers and tight end. So I think this is a good game to throw more than we need to so you get that relationship going and they feel more comfortable with one another early in the season as we move on.
And Sean, you had that big play against Florida State. Everyone knows what you can do. What about this team, this defense? What are you expecting, a big play from them?
Yeah, I'm expecting a big play. I'm expecting at least 2 picks today, just to get these guys settled in. But I'm expecting a lot of things from the defensive backfield.
All right, well, you heard it from these experts. We're going to send it back to you all. Notre Dame Navy, thank you for watching ABC 57 Kickoff live from Dublin, Ireland. Go Irish!